Hi, my name is Mark Polt, and I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. I currently have 14 properties, 12 here in the Queen City. And I want to talk to you today about your mindset, or in particular, a poor person's mindset. We have a lot of homes. The vast majority of our homes are in probably C-class, poor working neighborhoods to C, maybe an upper C-class, lower middle class neighborhood. Oftentimes, mom and dad will work $15 an hour each. Sometimes we'll get somebody who is making $20, $22 an hour. Not exceedingly common for someone to make a lot more than that in our average home. We do have 2 A-class properties that have working professionals in there, and surprisingly, they're the ones that we have the least problem with. Granted, we've got the nicer finishes in there and probably a little bit higher end HVAC systems and stuff like that. But for the most part, the people in those as long as the water heater and the HVAC work, they're probably not complaining. They'll get something fixed on their own. And this, I was going to make a different video about panhandling, but I decided to, my wife had called, so it interrupted the video, which kind of interrupted my train of thought. I figured I would also talk about a poor person's mindset. Somewhere around 2010 in the Queen City, that's what we call Charlotte. It's named after Queen Charlotte. We had an explosion of panhandlers. I think it was probably about 2010, maybe 2011. And I'm trying to figure out why. I understand that a lot of people were destitute back then. There was a lot of unemployment, and there's probably a lot of desperation. And I don't disparage someone who got put into a bad situation. I got a lot of pride. I can probably set that aside. If I had to beg for money to support my family, I would do it. I'd feel shameful, and I would exhaust every possible option in conjunction with that of getting work and supporting what I would call I don't want to say legitimate, but a more honest level of work. And going back to poor person's mindset, I interact with a lot of people because I'm rehabbing homes. The neighbors will come by. I try to keep them happy. Well, it's not necessarily true. I'm trying to keep them from being pissed off. And, I'll do things like, if their garbage can is out the day after garbage is picked up, I'll usually take it to their house. If I know if a house is abandoned, I'll actually utilize their garbage can. It's city garbage, so it's not really, a big deal. And then I'll just stick it back up when I'm done. I'll often mow somebody else's lawn because, stuff happens, especially if it's an elderly person. I got a riding lawnmower, 0 turns, very quick, takes no time. Really not any skin off my back to go mow somebody else's small lawn. And surprisingly, more people get pissed off about that than probably anything else. Can't, just blows my mind. If somebody wanted to mow my yard for free and they didn't butcher it to death, I'd be like, hell yeah, go ahead, mow away. But people get butthurt over that. Just kind of weird. So anyways, I'm interacting with a lot of people, and some of that is trying to train or having to train them that my stuff isn't your stuff, and it's not okay for you to come and steal it. That's I did a video on this earlier, and it's I just don't get it. But poor people mindset, they don't and I'm assuming panhandlers, legitimate panhandlers, and not like the 60 Minutes John Stossel panhandlers who are kind of faking it, just looking for some extra easy cash or something like that, during their lunch break. I've probably given up and can't see past, maybe this Friday, much less tomorrow. There's this one gentleman who was next to one of my homes. He lived there with his aunt, I think, or his grandmother, and he, interesting fella. He likes to mix recordings and DJing and stuff like that, but he works for a temp agency because he doesn't have a high school diploma. And I'm dumbfounded on this. I would not let something like a high school diploma stop me from working. Granted, I'm in the IT field and the buy and hold investment realm. Nobody has ever asked me for my high school diploma. I said, yes, I graduated high school. They believed me. I personally would just print one up off the internet and be like, yeah, I got a high school diploma. I'm not going to let something like that stop me. Granted, okay, I agree. It's unethical, probably a bit immoral, But geez, I got to feed my family and make a living. And in the meantime, I would actually probably go try to get my GED. There's plenty of, I'm sure North Carolina has an online high school where you can study to get your GED. Might be too much work for some people, but geez, same thing with, it's not for me, but for some people, they may need to fake that they have a bachelor's degree. If you can do the work, I'm not advocating this. It is lying, but if you're not getting ahead because you don't have a bachelor's degree, I mean, you should definitely consider faking it. If you can do the work, you can do the work. That's all that really matters. Certainly in IT, that's all that really matters. I guess another like nursing, you're not going to get away with that. They're actually going to check because you have to get a license. But I'm not talking about nursing, and that doesn't mean you should probably go and get your bachelor's degree in the meantime. Point being is, don't use this as an excuse for you not to be able to succeed in life. And it just seems like a lot of people have that. I don't know if it's a factor of intelligence, I don't know if it's a factor of upbringing, a factor of nutrition, or whatever, but it just surprises me that poor people have a very similar mindset, and it's one of whack. It's one of, I'm not going to get ahead, this is as good as it's going to get, yada, yada, yada. Whereas, I want 40 doors. Could probably consider taking that to 400. Very difficult for me to envision. Well, it's difficult to envision 400, much less more than 400. But Robert Kiyosaki has over 4,000 doors. So I was like, well, maybe I'm selling myself short. Maybe I should be shooting for 4,000 doors. Not sure how much work is involved with that. I'd like to say that once you got the systems in place, it's probably not that much work, but I didn't think buy and hold real estate as it is now would be as much work as it is. I'm glad it is. It's working out great for me. Anyways, these are my thoughts on panhandlers and poor person's mindset. I encourage you that if you have the poor person's mindset, start reading books, start getting on YouTube, start going, hire a coach, do something. That is one of the most devastating things that you can ever have. It will hold you back. It will cripple you. I just, please, if you have a poor person's mindset, go get help to change that, right? Anybody can be rich. It's a lot of dumb people are rich. So, anyways, those are my comments. What are your comments? Leave them in the comment section below. I'd like to see what you have to think about that. Hope you go out there and live the You Won't Stop Me lifestyle. I can tell you this, you will not stop me. It doesn't matter. You can come and take it all away through divorce, litigation. It just doesn't matter. Arson. If all of my properties went away today, I'd get them all back because I have the knowledge, the experience, and the wisdom of doing this. And no matter what happens to you, short of them taking your life, they cannot take that away. And that's what I call the You Won't Stop Me lifestyle. Anyways, I wish you success.